And away from security matters, announced the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors that has declared a 5-day warning strike following the failure of the federal government to meet its demands. The resident doctors say the strike will begin on Wednesday, May 17th and end on Monday, May 22nd. The doctors are demanding an immediate increment in the consolidated medical salary structure to 200% of the current gross salaries of doctors. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, says the strike is unnecessary.
NMA is father of all, including me. So NMA is already discussing with Federal Ministry of Health, salaries, incomes and wages, and the Ministry of Labour. And we know that NMA has accepted a salary increase of 25% across board for their members, and 30% for between 25 and 30% for their members. So I don't know the logic by which now people who are members of NMA are now coming out to say pay us 200% increase. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. So I have asked the NMA president to contact them, because on the issue of remuneration negotiations is NMA that the government deals with. So I've told the president of NMA to contact them, and we'll engage them. They should not go on any strike. It's not necessary.
From a doctor to other doctors, the president of the National Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Orji Emeka, joins us now for more. Dr. Orji, that's Dr. Chris Ngige, a medical doctor and also the minister. He understands some of the few things that the NARD are talking about. But again, let's go through your demands because he doesn't see any logic in what your body of doctors are asking.
Well, thank you for inviting me. You see, the National Executive Council of Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, we had our extraordinary session in Abeokuta just about 17 days ago, where we reviewed a lot of challenges affecting our members and the health sector in general. Incidentally, many of these challenges have been there for quite some time now. And last year, we had cause to issue ultimatum twice on many of these issues. And when we met in Abeokuta, our members felt that these challenges have not been addressed, government has not paid attention to them, and we issued an ultimatum. What is expected of government is to call us for negotiation. No matter how insignificant or no matter how you feel about the ultimatum, even if you feel it is not important, at least what is expected is that you meet us on the negotiation table and explain to us why you think that those issues are not important. But I can tell you that today is 17 days after that ultimatum was issued. And government did not even do as little as inviting us for any discussion. And today, I must tell you that we had a very long session. We had the difficult time trying to control the anger of our members. Many of them were pushing for an indefinite total strike. But we had to consider the Nigerian people and indeed the incoming administration, because we know that if you go on any indefinite strike, it will linger till the next administration of president of the president-elect, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we didn't think that that was necessary. So we felt that let us just express to the government and the Nigerian people in this way that they have not addressed these issues. And you see, our members will want to communicate to Nigerians that the issues at stake is not just about salary increment. We have severe manpower shortage in the hospitals. I keep saying this. There was a brain drain committee that was set up by the Federal Ministry of Health. And that committee came up with a resolution on how to quickly replace the doctors and nurses that have left the system without having to go through the usual bureaucratic bottleneck of the government. That committee made their recommendation since February this year, 3 months after. The Ministry of Health is yet to release a circular on that. That is not something that should take more than 2 days to happen. And then a number of other issues. We have salary areas, we have skipping areas. We have issues, affecting our members in the state. We have the issue of the obnoxious bill by Honorable Ganiyu Johnson. We've not heard anything about that. You want to know exactly what the House of Reps is doing about it. But the bottom line is that we have been on this ultimatum for 17 days, and government did not call for any discussion. What did they expect?
What did you expect? Well, according to the minister, he says the truth is they are having conversations with the NMA, which is the umbrella body for medical doctors in Nigeria. And yes, you say there are a plethora of reasons why you are calling for the strike. And some would say you actually rightfully are calling for the strike. But at the end of the day, the main thing, the number one thing on your list has got to be that increment in the consolidated medical salary structures. And you're calling for 200% of the gross salaries of doctors. Well, while that is your demand, Dr. Chris Ngige, in that voice that we heard there at the Federal Executive Council earlier on today, did say, of course, there was some, proposals of 25 to 30%, which maybe the enemy has accepted. The truth is, marry that with the fact that the government will say the finances to really heed to your demands might not be there. So I ask you directly, what will be the middle ground that will get the resident doctors to shoot the sword because of the Nigerians who would suffer when the strike takes off on Wednesday? What would you accept right now when offered to you?
Our position has always been that any percentage increment in salary should be based on negotiation. We do not have any evidence that the Federal Ministry of Health has negotiated with either NAT or NMA on this issue. And I'm saying this on national television. If they have that evidence that that this percentage being offered is a product of collective bargaining agreement, let them present it to the Nigerian people. Because what we know and what we've seen is that government just offered this, and they are insisting on it. And we have always made this request that whenever there will be a negotiation for salary increment, we know that Nigerian Medical Association is the umbrella body of doctors that negotiates on behalf of doctors. But at the same time, we feel that that negotiation should happen with us going with NMA, at least to observe what is happening there. Being the largest medical workforce, it will offer us an opportunity to make our input, to observe, to listen, to have something to take back to our members before any decision is taken. We are not aware that there was any negotiation with the Federal Ministry of Health this year on this matter. And if there is any, they should present it to us. The second thing is that we believe that any increment should be based on some data. The comments we are talking about was approved in 2009. We know the prevailing economic condition then. We know the fuel price then, the exchange rate, the cost of living, the inflation rate. Compare it with the figure you have in 2023. So if you are going to be able to increase this commerce in a way that you will take us back to where we were in 2009, you should take all these things into consideration. And I want to inform Nigerians that NAD has actually done that. We have a research and statistics committee. They have put all these things together, and we are getting something no less than 270% to be able to take us to where we are.
Dr. Orji,
so,
one very important aspect, I hate to cut you there, apologies. So one very important aspect has to do with the bill. You wanted the government to also speak to the National Assembly for the immediate withdrawal of the bill seeking to compel medical, professionals, especially doctors and dental, to render a compulsory 5-year service in the country before they think of ever leaving the country. Speak to us on how this is coming to your colleagues.
Of course, Nigerians observe the widespread condemnation that greeted that bill, and that is because we believe that every bill should be well researched. That bill was not well researched. There was no adequate consultation. We just woke up one morning to see that the House has passed for the second reading a bill that is a direct affront on the Nigerian Constitution and all the enabling laws that guarantee freedom of movement, mobility of labor, and a host of other things. And you see, we believe that that bill will even worsen the brain drain that they are trying to curtail, because when people feel or see that you are going to deny them their freedom of movement if they read, if they study this course of medicine and surgery, they will decide to leave it and go to other courses. And over time, you are still going to have the depletion in numbers that we are talking about. We have always said, and nobody has faulted us on this, that the most important cause of brain drain is the deplorable remuneration we are getting. If government is going to address it, they should tackle it. We're also talking about poor infrastructure, because as a doctor, if you don't have what you need to treat your patients and they are dying before you, it can cause depression. So what many people do is that they just pack their bag and go to places that will offer them that opportunity to have the facilities to take care of their patients. So we are calling on the government to redirect this energy that they have been using to pursue this obnoxious bill into addressing the real issues that we have presented to them that are the causes of brain drain in the health sector.
Well, we hope that the government is listening, and of course they will do all that they can to avert this strike before Wednesday. Dr. Orji Emeka, the president of the National Association of Resident Doctors, thank you so much for coming in tonight on the program.